Alright, so the pull-up. I just finished my exams, so it's been a while since I've actually worked out. So I thought it'd be a great idea to show you guys a more beginner-friendly tutorial. So the pull-up itself is a compound movement, meaning it involves multiple muscles working together, synchronizing together to allow you to do one singular movement, which in this case is pulling yourself up and down the bar. So it involves muscles like your biceps, your lats, your infraspinatus, your core, your rhomboids, all working together, synchronizing to do that movement. So honestly, this singular exercise is what got me from having a toothpick-like back to actually having somewhat of a Spider-Man 2099 back. So now that we know what a full calisthenics pull-up looks like, so now we can work on how we actually do one. So this technique guide is actually from my own experience, from learning the pull-up and mastering the pull-up. So it's great for those who want to learn how to do the pull-up and for those who want to increase their pull-up reps from 0 to about 10 or more reps. Alright, so to start the movement, first you just gotta grab onto the bar like this. So you notice when I'm just passively hanging, I'm not contracting any muscles. You can see that I'm swinging a lot. So what you're gonna do is you wanna contract your glutes, your core, put your feet together and pull back your shoulder blades a little bit, just like this. And then when you pull with your elbows into your body. You don't want to be flaring out your elbows like this. You need to be pulling it into your body, just like that. So there is a little bit of a debate in the calisthenics community about the pull-up because there's two ways people do it. One is the way I just showed you, the arch back pull-up. And the other is called a hollow back pull-up, where you don't pull your shoulder blades back as far as they do. So you just do it like this. This is the hollow back pull-up. So there's a huge debate in the calisthenics community because people are saying that the hollow back pull-up is not as beneficial as the arch back pull-up. Personally, I've done both. I've actually done the hollow back pull-up for most of my calisthenics career. And this didn't really hinder me from achieving skills like the one-arm pull-up or the muscle-up, or even isometric skills like the back lever or the human flags. But the one thing I did notice is that in the arch back pull-up, you get to pull higher, you get to pull to your chest. Whereas compared to the regular hollow back pull-up, you only get to pull up to your chin. So there is a larger range of motion in the arch back pull-up, which allows you to really engage your scapula, really activates your scapula. So it really is beneficial for your overall shoulder girdle health. All right. So if you can't yet do pull-ups, if you're even having trouble just hanging onto the bar, that's the first thing you should work on. So to do it, you just need to hang onto the bar like this. And you're gonna want to actively hang, meaning you want to contract your muscles, not just passively hang like this, your whole body is swinging everywhere. Instead, you want to keep your feet together, glutes contracted, core tight, and pull back with your scapula a little bit, just like this. And you want to work on holding this for time. So in the beginning, you might be having trouble even just hanging on there. It might be even painful in your hands because you're not used to holding your entire body weight just in the palm of your hands. But the more you work on this, your grip strength is going to increase exponentially and you'll be able to hold this for longer periods of time. So I would recommend working on 3 sets of max holds of just active pull-up hangs, active dead hangs. Same thing, you guys get it. Once you get comfortable with active dead hangs, now this is where things get interesting. Allow me to introduce you to Australian pull-ups. You don't need rings to do this. You can also do it on dip bars, but I'll show you on the rings because it's a lot more adjustable and it's easier for me to explain to you how it works. All right. So to do the Australian pull-up, you just hang on to the rings or the dip bar, depending on which you're using, and brace yourself. So you don't want to be passively hanging like this. You want to be keeping your glutes and your core tight, so your whole body is in a straight line. And then you want to keep your scapulas retracted. So it's going to be like this. And then when you pull, try to pull to your chest. At least try to get the rings or the bar to touch your chest with every rep, like this. The cool part about Australian pull-ups is that the height of the rings are adjustable. So in the Australian pull-up, you're working the exact same muscles as a regular pull-up, but the percentage of your body weight that you're pulling is lesser. So since you can adjust the height, you can actually alter the amount of body weight you're pulling. Okay, cool. You can actually alter the amount of body weight you're pulling with every single rep. So when the height is like this, it's way easier to... Hi. How you doing? Me too, bro. Okay. Okay, back to where I was. So when the height is adjustable, the higher it is, the easier it is to do the Australian pull-up, because the proportion of your body weight that you're pulling is a lot lesser than, say, if the rings was down here. So what this means is the difficulty of the exercise can be changed depending on your current fitness level. So it's really great for beginners trying to learn the pull-up, trying to gain the strength to do the full pull-up. So you want to work on doing 3 sets of about 5 to 8 reps at a progression that really challenges you to do more reps, but isn't too hard that you can complete the whole set in one go. Once you're comfortable with the Australian pull-ups, then you can move on to using resistance bands. So the way they work is when you stretch them, they will resist the force that you're applying onto the bands. So to set it up, just sling it over the bar, like so. So the way it works is, just like the Australian pull-up, it's going to be reducing the proportion of your body weight that you're doing with every single rep. But in this case, it's more closely mimicking the full pull-up, because the Australian pull-up, although it works the same muscles, you're pulling in a sort of horizontal motion, whereas this, you're pulling in a vertical motion, exactly like the pull-up. So the way you set it up is, you just step into it, like so, hang onto the bar, start doing pull-ups. So you want to aim to do about 5 to 8 reps at a resistance band width that challenges you, because the thicker the band, the more resistance it's going to be supplying. So the amount of your body weight that you're actually pulling is lesser. So you're going to want to start with a thick band and eventually work your way down to using thinner and thinner bands until eventually you won't even need resistance bands anymore. You can just do the full pull-up all by yourself. We're moving on to the last 2 progressions, which is pull-up isometric holds and pull-up negatives. So these 2 usually go hand in hand together. I like to do isometric holds until I can't anymore, and then I move on to negatives. So the way it works is, for isometric holds, you just want to jump up to the top of the pull-up rep, and you just want to hold it there for as long as you can. Hold it there for time. And then once you get tired of this, then you want to slowly lower yourself down, controlling the movement. Not just simply dropping like this, but lowering yourself down as long as you can. Now that is really going to build your endurance and your strength to one day be able to do the full pull-up, up and down, no problem at all. So I really recommend doing this as often as you can, because once you can do pull-up negatives and isometric holds, you are really close to achieving the pull-up. So I recommend getting one of these. It's a doorway pull-up bar. Some people don't really trust it because of accidents like so. But I find them relatively safe. I've used them in my dorm room, in my own room. Just make sure you set them up safely, properly, and that you test your weight on them before you do any reps. But I wouldn't recommend doing human flags on them though. If you made it this far, congratulations, you have finally achieved your first pull-up. But the journey is not over yet. You're going to want to work on getting your pull-up count to about 10 and more reps. So the way to do that is, you train doing the full pull-up for as many reps as you can. Even if you can only do 2 reps, then you can move on to the second hardest progression. So say you can only do 2 pull-ups. Once you're tired, immediately do isometric holds and negatives. And once you get tired of those, you can move on to resistance bands pull-ups with the resistance band. Once you get tired of that, you move on to Australian pull-ups. So the cycle continues. It's essentially supersetting. So that's the way you build your strength and your endurance to be able to do more reps of pull-ups, and someday doing weighted pull-ups which are a total game changer in increasing your pulling strength. It really helped me to get strong enough to do skills like the one-arm pull-up, muscle-up, and the human flag. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this tutorial really helped you out. And as always, leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you want to see specific tutorials or vlogs, just leave it in the comment section and I'll get to it as soon as I can. All right? Peace.